That's right. In case you missed it, the third major of the 2018-2019 DPC season is in Stockholm, and it is, of course, our DreamLeague major. That's right. It should be a really great one. You know what's also great? Grand finals. That's right. You're in the middle of the grand finals, and Navi are leading. They're actually almost a match point there. They know one more match, and they can punch their tickets to the first major next week. Someone is shaking his head real hard on the left side of me. You were right though. You thought Navi was going to take it, and they did.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be over.
Are you eating?
No.
Okay, let's start with Bulldogs. Oh, come on.
Just a little sausage.
Bullock saved me.
Yeah, who could have predicted this? I could have predicted this, and I also said Navi would win the whole thing today, and it looks like that's what's happening.
You know what that means, Bulldog?
I said Navi 3-1.
You did.
What does that mean, Cheever?
That we live in a world where
We live in a society.
in a couple of days, we could have Navi versus Alliance commentated by you, by Admiral Bulldog.
That's amazing. And
Quite
it's
the reality.
None of the original players on it, though.
Doesn't matter.
The classic.
That would be a true end of, or like start of a new era for both teams.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll finally see who's the better team. Probably Alliance. And I'm unbiased, by the way.
I'm sure. All right, this third match, why can't they just ban Axe? It feels like, you know, every time we see Blizzy on that Axe, he just demolishes his opponents.
He's just in a tizzy on that X.
In a tizzy?
For shizzy. You gotta get rid of it, man. You can't just keep that axe rolling. Listen, I know the Terrorblade's scary. I know nobody likes a kitty. I know Morphlin's made out of water.
Dude, those are Navi's, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
No, seriously though, talk to me about this game, this third game.
Anyway, yeah, I think at this point, you only have one more game to go, right? So you got to get rid of that axe. He's been a standout player for 2 games in a row. Don't know why they don't know how to deal with that gyrocopter. Shouldn't they know how to do it? Everybody thinks an IO gyro is the big one.
It's just because of the pace that Navi can play at. Like, they prefer... When you have an active core like Axe that wants to constantly cut map, find kills, like we saw time and time again in that game, you have a TA and a gyro. Like, they're always on map. They're always able to shove creeps, and I call them sweepers because they push the lane and then they're ready to fight, like, at all times. They buy very cheap build-up items at all. What is that? What is this face?
I'm just listening.
That's how he looks, sadly enough.
Go ahead, sweepers.
Sweepers, so they sweep the map. Like, they're always sweeping something, right? It might be a creep, might be a jungle camp, might be a hero, but they're... Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's really nice.
This is just how CS Dota is right. They go. That's their best kind of Dota. They play aggressive, and we saw them playing Enigma, and that here is like slowing it down a bit, and it's not as good. So ban the Axe, let them have Enigma, because then they're gonna feel like, we'll just pick Enigma, and then the game slows down, and Tiger is better then. They just slow the game down.
Agreed. With the analyst Bulldog.
You know what we can also slow down?
What's that?
MVP
The
vote?
replay!
Hey! Get up, boys! I drew a picture. It says Axe Attack.
Can we just leave this up?
No.
This is of all the analysis.
Now delete it.
All right, this is
All right, Slacks, come on.
this is
Get up here and do it. It's your turn, buddy.
There.
this is a slow down moment, and there was one thing you wanted to highlight in this one, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, this is all me. Sorry, folks. So,
You piece.
here we go. Ready? This courier being hunted by the Wyvern. Down here in the mini-vab, you can see there's a pink player. That's the Chen. He's hunting the courier. We can play this out. Now you'll watch. Zephyr, 1, 2. But down here, look at this. Look at this play. He drops the tangos. He dropped the tangos over here. So the Dire lose their Salve, whereas the Radiant, they only lose a Fairy Fire. The tangos are on the ground. It won him the lane, but it did not win his team the game. Alas.
I hate those support players that do that.
Yep.
First
And
blood
here's-
incoming.
And this is Blizzy, a.k.a. Big, just bad man.
Axe God.
Like, grr.
What are you doing
Stop
over there?
drawing. It's embarrassing. Here again with the double call. And the slam. Oh, but you see that this is their offlaner, Ogre. He dies. Axe.
What a worthless offlaner.
He destroys. You see the net worth here.
That's
Look at
really
this.
bad.
Don't pick Ogre.
Don't do it. Please
Don't
don't
pick
do
Ogre.
it.
What the hell?
They first picked it.
I got the lay for a few seconds.
Jesus Christ.
You said on your mic.
That's not the first time.
We're the last.
All right. Who do you
Really?
think? Who do you think won the vote in Twitch chat?
Blizzy.
Don't touch me! Get off!
I would imagine it's Blizzy.
God damn it.
Let's reveal
I
the
hate
Hex
this
MVP for game 3.
Yay! Holy moly! That's an 81%. Hey, Blizzy, you got 81%, baby! Woo, 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 woo! You look great. He smiled.
He's smiling.
Oh, they're all putting on their headphones now. They didn't like that.
Now you're making him nervous. You're putting so much pressure on him. This is not good.
Yeah, no
He's
pressure.
a young boy, isn't he?
Yeah. Really, he's I think 13.
Young, delicious boy.
Oh, come on. Let's move forward to game 4.
He's staring at us.
Move on, Bulldog.
All right.
Tell me about game 4.
Yeah, we got to switch up the bands now.
Yes.
We've seen the same bands. Navi can do the same bands because they've figured them out. But the other team, Tigers, got a band at Axe. Simple as that.
Ban
Slow
that
the game
Axe.
down.
Could they not also play fast game? I mean, we were saying that Navi
Yeah.
is playing a very fast game. Is that not something that Tigers can match? Because yesterday when we watched Tigers play, they were the fast playing
In
team.
fact, they were the quickest ones. That's how they beat their rivals, RNG.
Yes.
They should know how to do these
But-
quick games.
They were speedy with the draw.
Jesus Christ. Please don't kill me.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, kill him. I'm sorry.
That's exactly what they had to do. This is Tigers right here. They need to get aggressive. Right now, they're in trouble because all their win conditions are being banned out. In your dream, they're first twoing in PL. It's similar to Ana in that he's incredibly strong on a small hero pool, but he's playing Weaver. He's buying Ags. That's not what you want your superstar to be doing.
But there's a lot of different stuff that they could do, you know? What if, Kyle,
What?
let me put this one by you. They've done a lot of different stuff, you know?
Okay.
They've done a lot of different ideas. What if they do something that the other team doesn't expect? They get up in their face, and then they pull out something. We saw Navi do it with the gyrocopter. Why can't they do something unexpected?
Bulldog, why didn't you sit in the middle?
I'm very glad I'm not in the middle anymore, honestly.
Oh.
Can we just get the draft?
No, well, they need some time, Bulldog.
I think, yeah, isn't there like an extended break after game 3?
Well, they're wearing their headsets. There's no rest for the wicked. We go into draft for game 4. And I just really want to see Tigers also playing fast because we know they can do it.
Can
They've
they,
done it
though?
before.
Can they?
They looked fast against RNG. Like, which team does not look fast
I mean,
against RNG?
you got a fair
It's
point
sort
there.
of like, you know the fable of the tortoise and the hare?
Yeah.
And they race?
Yeah.
RNG is actually a sloth.
It's not in the story, Kyle.
no.
Exactly.
Oh,
They
God,
banned
it's the
the egg.
same one.
It's a different ban for
It's
Tigers,
different.
though.
Yeah.
And that means that Tree and Protector is still in the
Axe.
pool.
And they picked Silencer because they expect Blizzy to go Enigma.
so
do you mean?
Navi picked
Ah,
Silencer.
crap. Ah, gosh darn it. Well, and they picked Silencer because they want Blizzy to go Enigma. And
Tigers
then-
never picked Enigma this series. They've had
no,
plenty
I
of
mean,
opportunities.
Navi's denying them the Silencer.
That's very smart.
Very smart.
Thank you. Denying the Silencer picks so when Navi gets Enigma, they can do even better. Tigers now has to deal with that.
They do, and they did not. Maybe they didn't anticipate the Silencer first
Yeah.
pick.
Is it just me, though, looking at their faces? Navi looks pretty much the same, if not more confident. Tigers, they look a little downtrodden.
I think if you're Navi and you know the kind of Axe Blizzy plays, you are anticipating that Axe ban every single game. And this is the first game where that happens. They're like finally, they're playing the way we expect them to play.
Finally, I don't have to win his axe again.
Oh!
I told you! You all laughed at me.
They got him.
They got
That
him.
was totally unexpected.
Got him.
Very hard prediction. But of course, Tigers look worried now because they came into this very confident. Very strong.
This is the Navi we expect. Like, they came in with their strats prepared. Soneko loves his pre-planned openers, and they're obviously confident with the Blizzy Axe or Enigma, and they keep getting it.
One of those two.
And there really isn't, like, you got to expect the Enigma, and they go CM Tiny. Neither of these heroes are great against Enigma at all.
I don't know why they picked those heroes, to be
I think
honest.
they're pretty bad.
They need a BKB piercer.
1437.
Banning out Meepo, surprisingly enough. I guess he did pretty good against Enigma, but first game, right?
I would say ban out Meepo and Huskar just to get rid of the heroes that are annoying.
What are you talking about? Let him pick Huskar with how they handled it last time. Jeez.
That's right.
All right, anyway. So, Tigers, they got to get themselves a, what?
Tigres.
Tigres? Okay, they got to get themselves some BKB Pearson stuns. How do you deal with Enigma?
We pick Silencer.
Oh, but they can't do that.
That's right.
Yikes.
So that's a big problem.
This is a big problem.
Vengeful Spirit. They pick Vengeful Spirit support
Well, that's
a lot.
terrible, though.
Yeah.
Actually, they do, yeah.
They already have, when they pick CM Tiny, like, their team fight's already pretty poor. Venge doesn't provide any, and they're so all in on this single target burst against massive team fight from Navi. Blizzy could effectively buy a pipe and negate those 3 heroes' damage.
So what heroes are still good against the Enigma?
This is a great question. Bulldog?
I don't know what heroes, but at least Tigers, you know, they're switching it up. They got the Tiny now. They baited the Enigma. So now they're going to play fast Dota with Tiny. They're going to just go in their faces and just kill Enigma before it becomes a problem.
You know what? One of my favorite counters to Enigma is Medusa.
What?
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
What is that? Talk to me about it.
Well, one, the stone gaze prevents the black hole because it's incredibly difficult to black hole facing away from the Medusa if you want to catch the Medusa.
Okay.
Second, Mana Shield takes 60% of the damage
Yeah.
and before reductions. And thus you deal with pure damage better than like any other hero because your reduction, like you actually reduce the real damage, the pure damage deals you, whereas heroes that would like to buy Pipe, Vanguard, etc. can't.
Okay.
So you just get to a point where you're so tanky that you just eat that black hole. You just dive into it.
Okay.
To be fair, though, you're 0 and 5
What's
in
your point?
predictions.
What's your point?
The point is you don't know what you're talking about.
I predicted Navi would win 3-1. I was just incorrect about how they would get here.
One of the problems that the Navi has, perhaps, is that all their cooldowns are super long, and so far Tigers, it's all like short cooldowns, instant bursts and all that, so they can, like this is a little bit reversed. Tigers right now can fight all the time, but Navi cannot.
That is true, but Navi also have 3 more picks.
Yes,
What about Pangolier?
What about
on the side of Tigers,
not
yeah,
bad.
not bad.
not bad?
That's been their go-to hero. But if
And-
they wanted it, why did they not pick it before Mirana? Why didn't they ban it? Navi didn't ban it. What was going on here?
I believe Pangolier would allow them to run at the enemy. It also, you know, that roll, pretty good. If Enigma's ulting and you're Pango, can you stop the ult?
No. Yeah. Well, if you blink, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. If you blink,
You think that if you blink?
if you blink on him when you're rolling, you will stop it. If he does not have a BKB.
But if he has BKB, it's not effective. And whoa, the Navi
Final.
Shoot Vosh Treant Protector. About time.
And Tigers banned it for a reason.
They did.
How about they go Treant and Phoenix? Is that not or is that
Whoa,
not an option
Shiva,
anymore?
There's
really?
I mean, they already got
Really?
Silencer, I know.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
gonna
that's
happen.
right.
No.
We're just
Shiva.
don't make any prediction, please.
Yeah, you were doing real
How
good.
awesome would it be? Just
No,
full-on
Shiver.
5-man team fight.
Oh, please.
Sounds
Okay.
pretty bad.
I like it, Cheever.
Thank you.
They
my
need,
pup.
they need some heroes that
No.
doesn't have so long cooldowns right now, Navi.
All right, tell me what they do need then.
Well, we have to worry
Lena.
about Tigers first.
What do Tigers need then?
I have no idea.
Aren't you the analyst?
Hold on a sec.
I'm doing real bad right now. You don't want to hear
Chill,
what I have to
dude.
Bring out Undying again and just pick that
say.
hero.
Don't do that.
Yeah, pick out the Undying.
Don't do it.
What? They could go all in early
No,
game.
they need some beef. Where's
Undying
the
is
beef?
beef. What are you
No,
talking
but it's
about?
not real beef. It's very
Undying
low
is
armor.
Omega beef.
It's more of
And then you have the Maiden aura and he just spams the stuff tiny. Just send him middle for once.
I think Moon could play it, but I just don't like Cortini against Enigma Tree. It's real rough.
Not if you kill him.
Now this is a big pick.
Yeah, this is
He's
P1.
thinking about it.
There's a
Massaging his nose.
lot of thinking.
Told you. Hold up.
Yeah.
You know, pangoliers are the only mammals that have scales.
Oh,
They also lay eggs.
wow.
Why are they then considered a mammal?
Yeah, they can't be laying eggs if they're a mammal, you dum-dum.
It was a test. They don't lay eggs.
Got him.
Or do they?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Actually pretending. Okay.
Another Navi.
Storm Spirit.
I don't know if I like that pick here.
Oh.
Look at Navi's damage output.
He will die, and it got locked down as
There's
well.
a lot of lockdown.
Hey, we talked a lot about that Storm before, but he won his lane impossibly, and he did an amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
So this Storm's capable of anything in my book.
We'll see.
Terrifying.
Their team fight's great. I'm just concerned about their lack of damage. Storm needs to have a great game, and Tigers is going to counterpick it. They have the last overall selection. Navi, you want to crystallize hero now? I'm trying to think of what that could be. Maybe Weaver gets banned. Maybe a troll. Maybe they draw strat.
Just name all the heroes, and you'll be right. Are they gonna ban the Husker though?
Clinks, perhaps.
Yeah.
Flax?
I'm thinking. What do we need here? A mid?
You're right on everything so far.
We need a mid for Tigers?
No. We need a Navi carry hero.
Navi carry hero. Oh, Christ.
What about the gyro?
A score!
Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
they take the Husker because Tigers
That-
wanted it, and now they're like, shit.
That's
Shit, can't play it anymore.
They're in deep doo-doo on Tigers now. I think you need to address Storm and Huskar. The main issue is the Huskar gives the rest of the Navi lineup a ton to play around because the low damage 3-4-5 now can just tank up, buy teamfight items, and play around their Huskar's positioning. Makes it a lot easier to play Storm, too.
Oh boy, this can
but
be
you just
it.
last pick Brood Mother. Easy peasy.
No, you're gonna lose with Brood.
No, you last pick Brood here.
You just lose for the Brood. Brood is a
You just
bad
win.
hero.
You win with Brood.
How?
Because you do. I'll explain once they pick it.
Oh, yeah, well,
If they pick Brood, they lose. Period.
When they pick Brood, they win. Comma.
oh boy. In
Oh.
Joker.
Yuck.
Invoker the Joker.
Into silence for Huskar. I'm pretty sure Huskar destroys that hero 1v1, but it'll be an Invoker versus Storm matchup.
Oh,
This
God.
It's a lot of pressure. I've been wrong every game. I don't want to break the streak now.
No pressure.
Oh boy. What are they gonna do? I'm very confused this game, so I didn't
Yeah,
really follow
still-
the draft. But am I supposed to predict?
Yes, you are, sir. Go for it.
Oh,
Whenever you're ready.
The Tigers.
Kyle?
Serious predictions, can you please? It's a minor.
Kyle?
Gonna go with Navi. Wait. Yeah, Navi.
Oh, ah, shit. You gotta pick it. Come on.
Go.
Shut up.
We're all waiting.
Navi, the Enigma's gonna be fine. Pangalier's not good enough to counter him.
Yeah, I gotta go for that as well. Let's find out, though.
Easy win for me.
It is Tigers with their backs against the rope. Will they force out that fifth game, or will Navi punch in their ticket to the first major of the season and take the championship here at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 10? Let's find out. Odie, Pixel, and Fog, take it away.
Let's see if they can do it. Navi up at the moment, 2-1 in this best of 5. This game 4 coming up. They've got themselves their hands on the Huskar. We've seen it already this series, obviously over on the side of Tigers. It wasn't successful. The question is, will Navi have more success with it in this game? What do you reckon, Fog?
They've got the Silencer Enigma combo. So they've got pretty much guaranteed black holes a lot of time whenever the global is getting popped during it. There's not really anything they can use to interrupt unless the Pango has a really, really good time, which it is Moon playing the Pango.
It is the
So
Moon
that is
Pango.
the one big thing I want to point out for Tigers, that I do love the way they play with CM plus Pango versus that Enigma. We saw them doing it before. There's a lot of distractions. That's the one thing. Like for Navi, sometimes it's like a Huskar draft and you're like, all right, we just have to make focus of this Huskar. But we see right here, the Storm Spirit was right there. Storm requires attention. Enigma requires attention. You kind of have to itemize and choose and pick your battles versus this, which could allow a Huskar to be kind of left alone and be that big X factor in the game. So for Tigers, we're going to see what they're able to do here with a little bit of a different draft that they've taken approach to. At least in, you know, they have their CM Pango, but they've got a Mirana now thrown in here too. They've got an Invoker that they haven't been spamming so much. So let's see how it goes.
That's in
Level 13 Invoker.
not bad. Not bad.
I mean, in your dream, right? That is a that's one of the top 1 leaderboard players for quite a long time. That is a definite player with a insane amount of matches under his belt in those pubs. Definitely expect him to play pretty much everything.
Let's see if they can pick it back up, the Tigers, off the back of having 2 very rough games, one after another.
There's so much damage on the side of Tigers right now, though. I'm looking at their spam ability with the Crystal Maiden that they opened up with, right? The Pango, the Tiny, the Mirana. Lots of different spells they can just throw out from a distance. Navi's looks like it all needs to come together during those like big team fights. And Seneko looks like he's going to die here.
Now it's going to be first blood. Moon. He'll grab it. Tigers, after a good morale boost to start this game 4.
And Zephyr's Tiny was his, in my opinion, his best hero that he's played so far. He had an excellent move in the first game. It was kind of natural movements because they had like this Meepo and they just had dominant lanes, but he was able to run from lane to lane, put a ton of pressure out on the map. And this is like a very successful, like, you know, kind of approach that they've had in some of their games with the CM, the Pango. They have this like dual roaming as well.
So would you, in terms of in your dream as well, this game, do you still go for the Quaswex, or because of sort of the heroes, do you look for sort of the Exhort build to sort of help kill these heroes like the Huskar and the Storm?
They do have a good amount of things to set up for it. The thing is that then he can set up for the Storm very easily for himself, and if he wants to go for like the Spirit Vessel build.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you still don't lack damage at all, especially getting the Spirit Vessel against the Huskar. Someone's going to need to do it. And would certainly work, as you say, with the Wex build.
Yeah, he still does have a lot of good Sunstrike setups, though, around the map. Not too sure which one he's going to go for. It's probably Coswex, though.
Well, we'll see how these lanes do go. I mean,
yeah, it's Coswex.
Yeah, they're going to have to imagine bring the Tiny down bottom, as Arjit is not going to have an easy time against both Chu and Blizzy.
No.
On his own.
Bit of a different approach this time coming out from Navi, right? They're putting the Enigma bottom. They're having a Huskar positioned in the top lane, and it's already working out. Look at those last hits in the first 2 waves.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want the Enigma in the lane against the Pango, because as we've seen, a couple of levels on the Pango, and every time the Eidolons are out, he's going to be able to clear them out and get easy gold.
So they adapted already, right?
Hang on.
We have a forgotten bounty. Bulldog is probably real sad.
That's a rarity. Yeah, someone needs to go grab that.
Yeah, lane swaps happening. They see Moon ports bottom. This is a win for Navi, though, because now they just port the Enigma top.
I mean, that Eidolon's going to see them and deny it.
It didn't deny it. Zephyr's going to claim
it wasn't
that
looking.
one.
So Tigers, they will get the bounty.
And they're a 1K gold advantage already because of that first blood, too. And those several bounties that they were able to pick up. But the lane setups now looking pretty good for Navi, having that Enigma away from Moon Meander. And he can't TP back up there for 40 seconds.
But we can probably imagine that he will move once again after TP's down. It's just, it's so profitable. You know, there's Eidolons, they give you a good amount of gold if you can clear them out. And as we say, Pango, a hero that it's very easy to do so with.
Absolutely.
And you can never sort of allow the Enigma to get that Eidolon build up out and that lane pressure on, because he's constantly just losing his army to the slaughter of the Pango.
Yeah, they still do have pretty good ways to kill the Eidolons up top, though. Between Crystal Maiden and Mirana, they do have like long range attacks, but it's not that like massive burst that just instantly one-shots them. So we'll probably see that change happening for Tigers eventually. First few waves commencing. Crystallize off to a great start. Enigma denying a ton again as always, but the Invoker in the mid lane, 12-6 to the 10-2 of Magical.
Of course, we can't forget how good of a game Magical did have, I believe, in game 2 of this series on the Storm.
Can be a tough one versus this Quaswex Invoker, though. We've seen it a lot where you get EMP'd early on and your hero is not nearly as threatening as usual. And you can just get chain control too. Cold Snap plus several little instances of damage. So he's got the urn. Can definitely look to make rotation. So we do have the swap coming out. I believe Pango TP top, and the immediate response, Navi sends the Enigma bottom.
You have to.
Yep.
And as you said, because the Pango was waiting on that TP time, there was always going to be the chance for Blizzy to make the move exactly at the same time that he sees it come into play. So it's going to be hard for Tigers to really force this matchup. And each and every time, unless we see one of them walk from lane to lane, they are going to be able to react with that same TP.
Yeah, they don't want to make that like long walk because then it's sometimes it can just be so costly. You miss out so much during the laning phase. That it's an Enigma who always will be getting something when he TPs because he's just going to keep pulling the wave back with those Eidolons. And yeah, Crystallize, of course, TP's top immediately as well. So keep trying to get those lane matchups, but Navi keeps getting the ones that they want. But Tigers still have that 1k advantage because of that first blood and because of how, grabbing the bounty runes and even how well that mid lane is doing. Oof.
Bottom lane.
They get an arrow.
And you get the toss back as well onto Chu. They got the damage to kill him, but with Moon coming into the lane, they certainly do. Another swap. He's back. He's got that matchup against Blizzy. As Blizzy doesn't have a TP scroll at the moment. He's trying to make his way over towards the shop, I believe, to pick one up, but Arjit's going to be there, blocking him off. They will throw the arrow out. They get the connection. They'll be able to look to punish Blizzy for trying to make that movement towards the shop. Swashbuckle gets only a couple of the instances onto him, so Blizzy will back off. Doesn't matter. Zephyr's there with the wraparound, and Blizzy will be punished. Just, as I say, trying to make his way to that shop and underestimating the chance for Tigers to turn and kill him with the 3 men down there.
Musical lanes, mid lane, Magical. Dropping low, has the bottle charges. Will be okay, as there's no creeps to tank for this Invoker to go for the dive. You see it's 1437, the Crystal Maiden trying to position behind it, maybe try to catch this Storm Spirit backing up. It doesn't happen. They will spot Seneko, though.
And get the slow. Cold Snap as well. Seneko should be in a lot of trouble. They have the Alacrity on in your Dream, and with the right clicks, that'll be a kill. Seneko falls, more money for in your Dream in this mid matchup. Same time, they also find Magical in the jungle. The movement comes in from Zephyr and also from Moon Meander.
Navi, they forced the matchups that they wanted to get, but the movement so far by Tigers, it's working out better. 2k gold lead already for them, 5-0.
Yeah, Moon, as we saw with that pass-by kill on the mid lane, he was indeed making that walk up to top. He wants that Enigma's farm. He wants that Eidolon. All of them, every single time. And a quick hello. And Blizzy realizes he's suddenly again in the position that he doesn't want to be in.
I love seeing musical lanes like this. Crystallize now, also getting bullied.
Yeah,
Arrow gets tanked.
Have they got the damage? They do. As Crystallize gone, and Navi, they're looking to fight back. Look at the rotation from Seneko with the haste rune. He's able to beat down one. Can they get anything more from this? Does not look like it. Still, Navi are able to finally get themselves a kill on the board as it stands as 6-1 for Tigers. 2k lead as this game for Tigers looking to have resolved and figured out a much better way to start the lanes against Navi.
And they're having their Invoker off to a fantastic start. Since he's versus that Storm Spirit, he got off already on the right foot. Now he's level 7 to that level 5, almost level 8. He has phase boots finished, so very early phase. He's gonna have he can make runs around the map to start to punish the side lanes too. Probably wants to stay in the mid lane until he finishes the urn, but he's gonna have the options to make so many moves around the map. As they bring now 3 heroes toward the bottom lane, they're leaving the Pangolier in a 1v1 versus the Enigma.
Zephyr does get cursed. Get the arrow on to Crystallize, though. Zephyr turns with the combo, it doesn't matter. Crystallize survives, and Zephyr will be punished for getting a little too close to those in Navi. Second kill for Navi. Wonder Kid in the mid lane, though, getting more and more space whilst this attention from Navi is being focused elsewhere.
There's the Eidolon.
I mean, that's why you got to keep it away from him. Yeah. So much gold. I mean, over 100 each time from that quick burst. That goes the way of Moon.
Magical, though, since he's been jungling pretty much exclusively this Invoker. You saw what he did with the Catapult Wave. He alacrited it, but he also glyphed. Because Navi used their glyph to try to aggressively push this out and defend from the tower, he glyphs his Catapult, and look at how much damage. He nearly takes out the full tier 1 with the first siege. Very important for that. We've mentioned a lot of times. You take out these tier 1s early, you have these invasion plays to get into the jungle versus a Storm Spirit. Tigers, and look. This dual roam we were talking about. They want to set up the Pango on the 1v1, and then they can just start looking to make moves around the map. They have these 3 cores that can kind of hold their own ground in the lane. Mirana with leaps, Pango with his swashbuckle that he's constantly going to be using onto the Eidolons, and then Invoker with a good start. So deep ward's been placed down. They want to try to make sure they can keep tabs on this Storm Spirit.
They can just dive this tower for the kill hit. Seneko, he's trapped. There's no escape for him. As Wonderkid comes and corners him in the trees. Living Armor actually will buy him time. That's 3 Navi TPs coming in. Wonderkid will turn with a tornado and keep them back.
And gets the kill.
And does indeed finish off Seneko. Now with the zip forward. Magical trying to find kills in response. They've got the Moonlight Shadow. Won't save 1437 underneath the tower. Navi finds something in return. Zephyr still hunting. Oh, he gets Blizzy! Blizzy tried for the black hole, but the avalanche was already out. So not only killing the Enigma, but no threat of the black hole for a good couple of minutes because of that attempted play. Magical does look to strike back after losing the tower, getting himself on top. But there's the Pango play coming in from Moon. Rolls in with the Rolling Thunder. The toss combo's there as they punish the Storm for attempting to kill the Invoker. Tigers keeping a very good hold at the opening of this game 4. 9 minutes in, it's 9-3, a 4K lead for Tigers as they are certainly picking themselves back up after a hard game 2 and a tough game 3.
Can't believe it's already 4K gold lead for them. The 3 cores farming incredibly well. The Tiny as well. Zephyr, we were mentioning, this is one of his more successful heroes, and he's proving why. Making the moves around the map, punishing this Storm Spirit. There's so much control and so much disable coming out for Magical this game.
Let's crystallize.
They're just threatening so much.
Being hunted, the Avalanche perfectly setting up the arrow, getting them around him. He's surrounded, Frostbite in the midst of the skies. As Crystallize taken once more. This is Tigers back at their finest.
Yep. And the Invoker makes his way down bottom. Make sure he picks up an Urn Charge. They're going to claim 3 of the 4 Bounty Runes yet again. So 5K gold lead. And immediately they go back to the lanes and they're hunting. Look at the Invoker top, setting up to try to find the Silencer. It's a free kill on Seneko.
Oh, it certainly is. Cold Snap to cancel the TP, and Seneko's got nowhere to run. As Living Armor will allow some time, but In Your Dream finds him with the Tornado. Perfect setup to get the kill. Mid lane Magical, toying with the idea of a bit of potential jump onto Zephyr, but the backup's there from Moon, keeping the Storm off from diving. At the same time down bottom, they'll look towards Arjit. He's got a couple of leaps to keep the distance. Chu's going to try and chase. Does have a fair few burning spears on him, but not enough to kill him. Survives on 43 HP and walks off.
And immediately, Tigers, again, relentless. Whenever they claim their advantage in the early game, they do seem to really want to press the issue forward.
Oh, the toss forward on the CM!
Oh, he's out of mana.
Has he got a swashbuckle?
The Sunstrike? Oh!
I mean, they've got him surely.
The Living Armor, the tree?
You gotta dive for this. He doesn't need to. Indeed, the tree is enough. See if Navi can claim kills for this, though, as Tigers have had to dive pretty damn deep for this one. Chu and Seneko, they've got the control and damage onto Zephyr. Zephyr will turn with the avalanche and toss. Does end up losing his life to the tower, though. But they get Magical. Tigers just playing with the aggression that we saw from them in Game 1, and it's keeping them comfortably ahead. This Invoker being set up for a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm. They're punishing the greed, right? They recognize Enigma Storm, pretty greedy, and then they also are just punishing the Huskar a bit too. Crystallize, unable to find any real safe farm. They keep threatening and setting up all these kills, and there's already going to be a Spirit Vessel finish now on this Invoker.
Just 12 minutes in. Crazy timing from In Your Dream.
Yep. Moon keeps it just instantly. Eidolon show. He just uses both of his spells, clears them out very quickly. Gonna enable him to get that very early Blink Dagger so they can have a straight-up initiator. Blizzy has the black hole available, has to make something happen for it for Navi, as they are falling further and further behind in this one. Crystallize just still unsafe, unable to find this armlet. It's not like an armlet's gonna make him just like a god hero, right? In this game, there's so much little disables. There's Tiny Avalanche, there's Cold Snaps, there's Crystal Maiden disables, arrows. There's so many different things that are gonna control this man. He really needs the armlet and then a BKB pretty soon afterwards so he can not get just chain CC'd and be able to protect himself. Such a great start for Tigers. 7K gold lead. Crystallize. They're hunting him again.
And they found him. The Frostbite, the Avalanche, all the disable in the world. He tries to jump away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But it really is, as you put it, there's just so many ways to hold this Huskar down. Make sure that he doesn't get the chance to fight back.
Yep. And immediately, they always have their TPs ready too. You see Wonderkid, he's ready, pushing out mid lane. He wants to prepare for top. Moon Meander might look to commit forward here. But he's getting jumped on first.
Yeah, they dive in. They're not going to need to use the black hole for this one, as they just beat down the Pangolier. TPs are coming in. Only one will actually continue, though. Just Zephyr to come through. Has got the Moonlight Shadow. The throw out of dust doesn't clip onto the Tiny.
is under attack.
They pushed them off the tower, though, of Navi, and now the rotation's coming in. We see the rest of Tigers. There are at least 2 of the Tigers making their way up, but Navi, they've got everyone up here.
Dire's top tower is under
Let's see how they start the fight, Tigers. As Magicals laying down the remnants on top of RJ. RJ quick with the leap out, but the global silence is out. Navi looking to push forward for more. The overgrowth comes out, logging down RJ. The 3 grouped up together, but the Tornado EMP is going to cause issues for Blizzy as he's got no mana. He'll pop the stick charges, but he's having to run away from Zephyr as the Tiny straight on top of him with the tree throw takes down the Enigma. Chu will be able to hide in the trees. He's got full HP, so he'll be fine. So a quick 1-for-1. They lose the CM, but they get the Enigma and they keep that tier 1 tower alive, Tigers.
You can see how much emphasis they put on the tier 1 too. They started TPs, they canceled it because they got a little scared when Blizzy stepped up with the hole. But then instead of like going and pushing out the lanes or farming lanes, since they already have the tier 1s in those side lanes, they just run their way up there with their Crystal Maiden, with their Invoker. They do not want to give Navi any breathing room on the map. As they shouldn't. With the 7k gold lead, now they have a Blink Dagger on the Pangolier as well, so he has easier access into the back lines.
Yeah, and also a really solid way of cancelling that black hole every time.
Yep. And Blizzy, he's going to go for the Midas again in this game, as he does pretty much every single time. But it's going to be very late, as he's been running around and just getting punished over and over again by Tigers rotations.
Radiant's top tower.
Bounty Runes.
They're going to look for it, but Magical. Frostbite.
The arrow
connects as well. Jump forward from Arjit. There is a living armor giving him some sort of safety, but it's not enough. The right clicks from Tigers finish off the storm.
They might actually be able to claim all 4 bounties. They didn't. Navi did not take the bottom one either. So Tigers, I think they've gotten, what is it? I think like almost all the bounties this game, pretty much. They've gotten the
Very
vast
close
majority.
to it, at least.
Taking all the tier 1s, claiming a majority of bounty runes, getting deep vision down, and constantly putting pressure on and hunting this Storm and Huskar, who take a little bit of time to get online. Same thing with the Enigma. These heroes, they all do take some time if Tigers is able to get the lanes to be in their success, and they did, even though it looked like Navi had the position of swapping back and forth with the Enigma having successful, just a couple extra moves and Tigers solidified the start.
We're trying to set up potentially onto Wonderkid down bottom, but the Moonlight Shadow being prematurely used to allow him to get out before Navi see an opportunity to break in. Tigers now popping the dust. They know that Chu's around here, but Chu's already hidden behind the trees and will TP out.
Yeah, they threw the scan, and then they immediately pop a dust to see where this Treant is, but not quite able to. But because of that, they are able to, looks like they put more deep vision. So look at that ward control by Tigers. 3 incredibly deep wards just to watch any of the movements from Navi. And like we said, they just want to keep that pace up, keep the Huskar on the back foot. He'll never be able to catch up and never be able to actually claim a Roshan. It's 10k gold lead for them, and their team fight is very scary.
Oh, they're hunting down Magical. They've got the setup with the Rolling Thunder, the arrow, the Sunstrike, everything down upon him, and the burst is enough. Perfect setup from Moon with the Rolling Thunder as they take Magical off the map for 30 seconds, slowing down the farm of this Storm Spirit that's desperately trying to catch back up this game.
Is under attack. Radiant structure.
As Tigers taking over the map.
They look like a totally different team when they're playing this Pango type of lineup. Moon Meander able to get involved so much earlier. And
Does
have a much
he want to
better
come in
impact.
for this? That's the question. He's got the Black Hole down, Sanctuary placed as well. It's a big kill if they can get away with it. The Overgrowth and the jump forward from Crystallize will allow them to take down In Your Dream.
They used all their big ultis to get that kill. That is a hole, a tree ult, and the global. So Tigers, they don't rely on ulti so much. Pango is their longest cooldown. He can look to fight immediately anyway, even without it.
And Moon, he jumps in, quick blink out before any damage comes into play. They just have a bit of a poke at Navi.
But that's the way Navi can try to get back here. It's unfortunate they have to use so many, but they need to try to get some type of momentum going their way because of how much this Invoker and just how much Tigers is able to just run over them.
There's still a 10k advantage for Tigers.
Yeah. Experience is probably pretty high there as well.
Chu is on the hunt.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going to head away from the trees there, so revealing himself. Frostbite comes out. Moon leads in with the Rolling Thunder. He gets the living armor off onto himself, but with the freezing field, there's more than enough instances to burst through the armor and kill off the Treant. As Tigers now have that ward
Radiant's top tower.
control over that area of the map, continuing to just take over those safe spots that Navi are relying on to find the farm to get their cores back into the game.
Yeah, and they're making sure they don't get these wards dewarded either.
Oh, that was not a TP you maybe wanted to go for. As jump forward from Moon, it's not quite enough. The Sunstrike won't be on target. As Seneko very lucky to get away with his life.
It's just, you know, we mentioned it at the beginning of the draft, right? Just there's so much poke and so much nuke damage that Tigers actually has in this draft with the Crystal Maiden. They're executing it to near perfection right now. 11K gold lead. Huskar still incredibly far behind. Same thing with the Enigma and the Storm. All 3 cores and the 2 supports just unable to really find any space on the map. Tigers just continuing to run around, just suffocate them. Don't let them catch back up. Magical. 2-5-1 in this game. Not even near the performance that he had earlier on that Storm Spirit. Just that lane matchup being ever so difficult and just the pressure they've put on him.
Oh, and they found Seneca. Tries to come out for the quick D-ward, but Tigers are in position to punish him.
He's trying so hard to get rid of the vision, but like we said, they're playing around their vision. They're playing incredibly aggressive.
And with this smoke, they may find more. Crystallize dangerously close to the whereabouts of Tigers at the moment.
They know he's there.
The pings come out. Crystallize has been found. The slow comes into play. He's trying to back off, but the tornado allows them time to surround him and take Crystallize down once more. As Tigers just keeping the flow going perfectly, offering no opportunity for Navi to slow things down.
Nope. And immediately, you see 1437. He's got all the obs and sentries just prepared. So he comes down, instantly puts a sentry on the high ground there. If they did have any ward there, I didn't see if they did actually. I know they had a sentry around there. He immediately takes care of it. And look at the map. Look, Navi, they have like no vision on the map. They have 1 ward down in that bottom lane, which doesn't give the greatest amount of information. Besides that, the map is completely dark. They can't see anything, and Tigers are just freely running around. Besides Chu. Chu is scouting out a little bit here. But it's how much threat they really put on the map as they're going to claim 1-2 bounties.
Up top, Navi. They do find Zephyr all on his own.
Can they get him?
Magical a little low on the mana. Has he got enough? The infused raindrops will be there to save Zephyr. Only just. Without that last raindrop instance, he certainly would have died.
And they claim all 4 bounty runes again on the side of Tigers. Like we said, I think they claimed like 90%, if not more of them so far in this game, just constantly. And they're ready to fight.
There's the jump forward. Moon getting the 2-man Rolling Thunder. Snako pops the global silence, living armor upon him, but the right clicks from In Your Dream are too much. They turn towards Magical as well, and with this insistent disable from Moon, there is no chance for Magical to play his way out of there. The Pango continue to be on top form from Moon.
You know, Tigers, they're doing this for everybody. They just like, you know what? I know the viewers want a game 5, so we're gonna just come up with this beautiful draft. We've got our Crystal Maiden, we've got our Pango, we've got people on Comfort Heroes.
They're eyeing up
great
top.
so far.
Do they commit with the black hole? That is the question. Blizzy's not going to.
They didn't get the overgrowth. Chu tried to do it from the furthest distance possible. It doesn't get the Mirana.
And Chu, he's actually hung around here as the rest have already bailed on him. Chu's gonna fall. Another pick off for Tigers. As Crystallize, well, he's still around. He's hiding. He's hoping they don't find him in the trees. Moon's hunting.
He's so close to, the one tree path he doesn't go down. Oh, they will be able to get out. That was extremely scary.
Yeah, if they sort of got vision for a cold snap, he would have been in a whole world of trouble.
Absolutely.
Crystallize lives to see another day. Obviously, with that movement up top, they were likely to have seen that Blizzy does have the Blink Dagger.
And look at the collapse. They've got all 3 lanes pushing in. So Tigers, they've just got so much more space on the map to farm as, yeah, Navi, they're just trapped in their base. Blizzy has a Blink Dagger, but he needs, just like that other game, he needs some type of 5-man black hole to try to salvage this because it is looking so troublesome.
Oh, and outside of the base, Navi, they're trying to fight, but there's so many heroes here. Crystallize dies forward, living armor's on him, but there's no one else that's looking to help that Huskar. He's too far out and too alone.
He doesn't even look like a Huskar in this game. He's just dying to look, there's just too much spells, too much control coming out on this man.
And I think this is one of those games as well where, even with the Blink, it's almost impossible for Blizzy to find the black hole. Like, every hero on Tiger's lineup has a way to cancel the black hole.
They only can hope for some type of like black hole with global, then they can.
That's true.
But that's about it.
They can get it with the global. As at the moment, nobody on Tigers with a way to remove the silence, I believe. So you are right, there is that one play with the 2 ults.
It's still so difficult because they're getting so much items, and because of such a massive net worth lead, they're getting tankier and tankier, and the damage on Navi, it's not like it's building up or ramping up. We see there, look how many dots there are for the Dire.
Yeah.
Just constant aggression, constantly threatening these kills, and they're getting too big for Navi's heroes to actually deal out the damage. It's not like they have some, they need some like 4 or 5-man black hole from like max distance zip on top, because besides that, they don't really have some like bam damage. Like Silencer, his damage is slow and progressive. Tree, not really that much damage. He's more about control. It's just not really there for the side of Navi because of how this start has happened. And yeah, and Tigers looking to run away with this one.
And now that global silence and blackout hole do have a counter. Moon's got the Yules, so if he's able to just get the quick blink and Yules play onto the Enigma, he's going to be able to disrupt that black hole every single time. They have to get on top of him with ideally, potentially, a route from Chu as such. Cancel that Blink Dagger, and then find the lead in with the black hole and the global silence. A lot of things that need to fall into position that can happen. It's just going to be so hard to do so. Blizzy's thinking about going for a mid. They've actually popped the global silence here, but Blizzy not quite in position to use the black hole. Now with the charge back, they try with the Sunstrike, won't connect, but now they can't look for that play for a good nearly couple of minutes. There's no global silence.
I mean, they're just going to keep farming the map. Navi, they just don't have the way to pick people off on the sides here. They don't have some super farm, Storm Spirit or anything. I mean, Magical, for some of the rare times you see it, he's bottom 4 of the net worth on this Storm. Just had an incredibly difficult game.
In your dream.
He's stalking. Oh.
You can't show he's hunting. He knows he's around it. The blink is there in time.
Some people are it.
We'll be able to TP out just before Moon comes into town with the Rolling Thunder. The Enigma escapes. Didn't get the chance to use his Midas though, Blizzy. I think because he was trying to hunt for a creep wave to find a chance as he'll get lucky mid. Needs that BKB ASAP. Chu. Outside the base, found out they're going to try and commit for this one. They'll go in, he's looking to get in position for the black hole, does get the 2 of them. Is there any disable in time? There is not. So Navi get away with the 2 kills. There'll be a buyback straight away from 1437 as Tigers, they're still more than happy to fight. Sunstrike, Meteor down onto Blizzy, the Yules catch as well, onto Crystallize, allowing time for the cooldowns to come back up as they get on top of him, beat him down. As Tigers will still take the fight.
It was just the supports that got hold. All the beefy cores, all the strong heroes that are dishing out the most amount of damage on the side of Tigers were alive, and now Seneko.
He will go for the suicide play to find the 2 bounty runes, but will indeed pay with his life as Moon and Arjit there to continue the bloodshed from Navi. 26-9, 18k lead at 25 minutes in. Incidentally, the second game this series we've seen where a Huskar lineup just gets absolutely demolished.
Yep.
This'll come in handy.
Both these teams incredibly prepared for those type of heroes.
On In Your Dream. On the hunt again as soon as the push starts to come in on this bottom lane. Chu is around. Magical. He has to get out of here. Goes for the big zip. That should be enough to keep him safe. He's out of range of the tornado. Is out of mana.
They're just pinging him.
They do actually have the wraparound from Moon. Moon did have the Rolling Thunder and the Yules. Will now go for the play. Have they got enough control? TPs are coming in. Blizzy's there. Can he actually do anything to help out Magical? Magical's still out of mana. The Spirit Vessel down onto him, and with the Rolling Thunder, Moon's got the control. He's into the base. He's diving for more. Swashbuckle from the low ground. Brings Blizzy low. Spirit Vessel out from In Your Dream. Secures the kill. Tigers get 2 more, continuing to add to this massive tally of kills they've found in just 26 minutes.
And they're just so relentless for the kill. Look how far they dive for it to get that one. Moon, man, this guy's actually just so good at Pango. The way he takes like these little arcs to get the bounce off of the wall, so he takes a little bit longer so he can make sure the stun connects. It's the little things you get to see with these type of players that just it's so explosive.
It's just crazy to see, you know, when he goes off like this on the Pangala, you sort of ask yourself,
oh, can you get it? Oh.
No, he can't.
You cannot. And that's a full mech on it too.
But as I was saying, it just, you know, this guy last game, he was playing an ogre.
Don't give this man ogre.
Don't give this man a hero
Pango
where he can show off.
Absolutely.
You don't show off on ogre. You really don't. But on a Pangolier, Moon is in his element.
100% agree. 23k gold lead. Tigers just seem so much more comfortable when they're playing this type of style.
Yeah.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Looking like we should have that game 5. But how close is Blizzy toward that BKB?
He's close.
He's getting there, but
he is getting there.
it's gonna be a real pipe dream for him to try to hit multiple, like 4 or 5 heroes or something, which they are really gonna need to try to catch back up this Storm. And yeah, I mean, this Storm and Huskar have 15,000 net worth together. Mirana has 15,000 net worth herself.
Radiant's top
He's
shrine.
down in the jungle. They found him. They found Blizzy. Blizzy with a Sunstrike to the head will fall. Chu tries to fight back with the Overgrowth. Magical's on top of 1437. They'll get the CM. Quick route as well onto the Pangolier. They do have the Vortex controlling him. They'll take him down as well.
All right. They punch back a little bit here. It's a gem as well that's been picked up.
And Big Zipper. Ooh, Magical won't quite get the touch onto Zephyr before the blink is out.
That's the 2 best kills they've gotten in the game so far. I think that was actually might have been their own gem that they recovered. Now that I see it. Yeah. They picked that one up so that he doesn't have to worry about like pushing out too much. Oh no, it is 1437. Okay. I thought I'd seen someone else picked it up, but I think it looks like Thieben was just trying to make sure that no tree is stalking on him and just keep this control of the map. Now Tiny also has a Lotus Orb, so another way to remove that silence off of himself or his teammates so they can provide that disable for that Enigma. But we see Blizzy. He's the highest net worth on his team as the Enigma.
And of course, Blizzy, when he does have that BKB, though, no way to cancel it for it. The Tigers lineup. And in terms of, what are we seeing from Moon's itemization on the Pango?
Greaves, I believe, yeah. He's playing versus the global.
Yeah.
Like, Yule's using it on yourself is cool, but he wants to Greaves.
It takes you out of the fight for quite, a good few seconds that can be very painful.
And he wants to use the combo. He wants the Rolling Thunder and Yule's on top of somebody and get that like chain stun coming out. He wants to just be able to Greaves himself and just get his spells off immediately. So good itemization across the board from Tigers, and they're continuing to just keep this one in the bag. They don't have great Rosh hitters, so you see in most games you'd probably be like, oh, why aren't they Roshing? But in this game, their heroes just don't do it. It's incredibly slow. Sure, they have Alacrity with a Mirana. They can kill it at an okay pace, but it's like that's the only way they lose is if they get caught in some like weird Rosh pit. Just control the game. And they've already been doing so and doing it incredibly well.
So here we go. BKB on Blizzy.
All right, BKB on Storm now too.
BKB also were picked up on both Mirana and Invoker, I believe.
Okay.
No, they're not.
I think Huskar, right?
Sorry, Mirana and Huskar were the ones that I was seeing.
So triple BKBs for Navi.
Yeah.
This is their go. They need something huge to happen here for them to come back in this game because they committed for these BKBs.
Let's see who they find. Zephyr, not the one you want to jump.
No, they need big targets.
You've got to find a core. Bounty runes are going to come up. Looks like both teams are in place to get 2 for each side.
They're trying to set up a play around the secondary one. They even throw the scan out just in case they're smoking to it. We've seen a lot of, I feel like more and more teams just doing smoke rotations on the bounty runes to try to catch in games.
The prize is mine.
As Tigers will claim 2 more and just keep these lanes pushed out. They want to try to get a fight successful here with the Moonlight Shadow. They have great map control with all these wards, as we've been saying. Navi needs a miracle.
First bit of a showing and a poke from Zephyr in the mid lane, and your Dream will be spotted out by Chu. Chu, he's got the vision set up. They are going to zip, dodge the tornado as they get themselves on top of the Invoker. He's rooted up as well. Global Silence being committed as they bring in Crystallize. He gets the life break across. The self-fuels will throw him up in the air for some time, but he'll still die. They get the Invoker. Commit forward now with the Rolling Thunder as Moon heads straight past them, trying to look for the backlines of Navi. Crystallize still with the BKB up. Blizzy yet to pop his, could look to jump in. There's been a buyback from In Your Dream as they'll slow down Crystallize. BKB from Arjit as he commits on top of the Huskar. Gets his godlike streaker going as they take down 2 members of Navi. Tigers just losing the one, but In Your Dream, as we see, buying back. Blizzy still has the BKB, still has the black hole ready. But they're without their Huskar for 35. If they can kill that Invoker a second time, that could open something big on the map, but oh no, Blizzy!
Oh no.
He's been caught out, the toss combos comes in, he's got the money for buyback.
Invoker just got the level 20 Cataclysm talent as well too, right when he bought back.
Is that mid-Rax totally cleaned up by Tigers. They're moving towards top. They'll see the buyback from the Enigma. They're going to respect it. Magical tries to lead in to start something, but Tigers already at a distance. Will not be caught out by the Bull Lightning.
Now they might back up to try to do a Rosh here. If they can get some good vision control, it's that. Either they get a pick off or they go just push out the lanes and try to get some type of Rosh successful here. Still a little bit scary though, versus that BKB Enigma. Might not want to do it all the way.
That arrow there, absolutely perfect.
Yep.
Catching Blizzy off guard. He was not prepared for that one coming straight into the middle of the base.
Any type of stun will lead into a Cataclysm, and that is max level Exort Invoker with Aghanim, so it's going to be an extra 1,200 pure damage on top if he is able to use it with any stun.
Look at this wraparound as well from Tigers. They know that Navi's likely to leave the base to head towards the pit. They are going to be coming in from the low ground, though. For a step forward from Seneko, he is going to spot this out. Moon does get the Rolling Thunder off. Turns towards the Silencer immediately with the Yule's combo, bouncing him up and down in place. Magical Crystallized there as well. Crystallized with the BKB committal. Magical heads towards the side, but they've lost Blizzy. Arjit with the BKB commit straight away on top of the Enigma. Blizzy's dead without buyback for 70 seconds. They get Crystallized as well. 3 dead on Navi. No buybacks available. Tigers with a good opportunity to at least claim another set of racks, maybe even more. As Navi with just 2 members alive, can they push Tigers back? Tigers at 33 minutes, 35 to 12, 27k gold lead. Can Navi buy time for another attempt at holding on in this game?
It's not looking like it. Still 45 seconds, no Enigma. Tigers They do heavy structure damage with this alacrity, and they're running to the final lane to claim those racks.
They certainly are. And even with the silence and the Huskar back up,
It's not enough.
I don't know if Navi can go for this. They need that black hole. As Blizzy, he was looking so solid in terms of getting that BKB online, but ever since that, he got caught out twice in a row, and it's been so painful. Magical using all of the mana possible to keep them off this bottom set of racks. Chu goes in, he gets caught out, does have buyback, jump forward there on top of Seneko, pop the global silence. Living Armor's there as well. Magical zips in, he's managed to get himself on top of Arjit. Arjit will fall. They get the Marana and now step forward for more. Swashbuckle from Mumianda keeping the distance. 1437 goes for the freezing field with the BKB crystallized. He takes down the CM. They've got the overgrowth, locking down 2 more as Navi. They'll take 4. Ultra kill for crystallize as Navi, against all odds, will keep that bottom racks alive and keep themselves in the game. But they need more, a whole lot more.
They should try to run straight to Roche. They know Invoker doesn't have buyback.
That is true.
I think that's the best play they can do here. They got a beautiful overgrowth. They got a great combo. Magical just kind of baited them in there, had the buyback. Navi. Still a 26K gold lead for Tigers.
It's a big lead. But this Roshan, as you say, without buyback on either Moon or in your Dream, very little that Tigers can do to contest. Zephyr can go for a YOLO play. But Blizzy...
They're throwing the scan out already. They know he's on the high ground.
And Magical's going to come searching straight away. Zephyr does get the combo off. Magical, he nearly died. Oh, he's got to get out of there.
Almost dies,
but he does make the space for Navi to finish off Roshan, get the Aegis on Crystallize. Freezing Frostbite from 1437 is out, but Crystallize jumps in. The dust is there as well upon the CM. As 1437 will fall, Magical claims the bounty runes. Navi slowly climbing their way back into this game as we see this defense once more.
It looked good for Tigers too, but then Crystallized with the BKB, he just stands in the middle. Overgrowth comes out, the buyback from Magical. Too much damage coming through. Tigers overstaying their bounds just a little bit, and Navi showing some life now in this game. Still at a huge deficit.
There is that counter though now, as we talked about. The Basher is out on the Pangolier, so a way to disable that black hole if he finds the angle through the BKB.
Invoker's about to start respawning. Tigers might look for some type of fight here. Navi, they're all positioned around the area. Magical is a little bit far away.
They're looking to start the jump in, potentially. Crystallize. Feeling confident with the Aegis. They do jump in. The toss is going to miss. It's Navi. They really want to stick around and look for a fight. They do have the global silence and the black hole.
They need a miraculous fight to come in here again. Even if they have this Aegis, they're going to jump forward. Okay, he has to be careful.
Every time sort of trying to spook Tigers into committing onto him. Trying to force them to group up and then set up an avenue for the Blizzy Enigma to come in and take advantage of it.
Their base is under pressure now, though. That top rack's being taken out so early. They have the catapults pushing into. Tigers, they look like they want to try to take an approach. They want to try to wrap around, find that Enigma in the backlines, find the silencer so they don't have to worry about those globals that can be pretty annoying. Seneko trying to find some farm on the map here. Theban, 1437 is already pinging it. He's on the prowl.
As soon as Blizzy sees his Eidolons being taken down by RG, he has to retreat. They cannot afford to lose anybody outside of the base.
Nope.
As how are Navi's buybacks looking? Can't be too hot at the moment after that defense down bottom, as we see here. Just only Seneko and Crystallize with buybacks available. 2.5 minutes and Blizzy's will be back. It's a pretty long 2 minutes though. Arrows out, they've got the ward down as well, Tigers, so they see Magical. They get the opening with the Frostbite, they're trying to lead forward as well. The Yules and the Ironic Thunder, but Blizzy's in. He gets the 2-man Black Hole. Have they got the damage to get the kills whilst this Black Hole's going on? The Overgrowth's out as well. The Cataclysm's in place, they've got to back off. Blizzy taking 2 strikes to the face as he falls low. They've killed off Arjit. Arjit with the immediate buyback. In Your Dream trying to lead forward onto the Enigmas. Blizzy's still alive for now. The big leap for Crystallize comes out onto In Your Dream, but they do not have to disable to kill him. They've lost Blizzy, they've lost Magical without buyback. Can Seneko and Crystallize keep the fight going? Moon, he's got the shield crest, damage resistance, he keeps the distance, Seneko will fall. He's got buyback available with the cold snap. Spirit Vessel takes Crystallize down the once. Chu watching from the sidelines. He gets the Meteor Hammer down, the roots onto Moon. Crystallize getting kited up by the side of Tigers. Can they get Crystallize back to safety? Chu still hiding amongst the trees. The Tornado, the Meteor combo from In Your Dream comes down, takes Seneko out a second time. A big leap for Crystallize, but the Deafening Blast knocks him back. They've lost Chu as Tigers finds him in the trees. GG is called with only Crystallize left standing. There's no chance for Navi to hold on anymore in this game.
Oh, we got a game 5.
We have indeed. Tigers, after a disastrous game 2 and game 3, they get themselves back on track with a very convincing game 4.
I like this type of draft for Tigers way more than Ogrelina. I mean, that's easy to say, right? But they just executed this beautifully. It did look like Navi, they were switching the lanes and they had some successful setups where they had the Enigma kind of dodging the Pango for a while, but In Your Dream just crushed the mid matchup.
He did.
They were able to take that mid tower, what? It was like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. They were able to get this invasion coming in. We see the supports, 1-4-3-7 as well as Zephyr playing these very signature heroes that they've played a lot at this tournament. They get this invasion constantly happening, and they don't give any space for Navi to catch back up.
And I mean, as you say, you know, so the lack of the Ogrelina, the getting the Moon on the Pango, I mean, it really feels like a series of the offlaners. You know, the 2 wins we've seen from Tigers being Moon having a great game on the Pango, and the 2 wins from Navi being Blizzy having a great game on the Axe. I can imagine it's unlikely that we'll see probably either of those heroes in the final series. I mean, final game, sorry, because both of them just look so comfortable upon them. Blizzy just does so much in terms of cutting the waves as Axe and making the lane impossible to play. And then when Moon gets his hands on the Pangolier, he's just so good at reading the timings, knowing where to be, and just utilizing the sort of the maximum power of this hero at different points of the game.
Oh, absolutely. And we might see some priority shifts. We might see like the 3-4 bands change a little bit. If you do have Enigma, get rid of Pango. So we'll see.
We will see indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, here at the CORSAIR Dream League Season 10 Minor, Best of 5 grand finals, we are going to be going to a game 5. One match stands now between both Navi and Tigers in terms of making their way to the major, securing $125,000 as first place here at the minor. It's all to play for. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a short break back to the panel, and then we'll be back with the final game of this minor.